edited, tell the truth, and shame the devil. I love being black. All right, all right. Come on in, come on in. I love being black. All right. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Black politicians. What it? Where are the politicians that represent the black folks? The ones I'm looking for. I'm looking for them. I'm looking for black politicians that represent black people. Mm. Where are they? Where are they? Come on in, people. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth. And what? And shame the devil. Man, y'all I love being black. Boy, they calling in early. Come on in, people. I welcome y'all to call in. We talking about the black politicians. I need to find a politician that represent black people. You know, that's what I need to find one. Yeah, a real talk. All right. Come on in, people. Come on in. This is live uncut. All right. I got what was that? 5197. Who was that? 5197. Who was that? Caller. Caller. 5197, last four digits. Who are you? Hey, caller. Caller. Yeah, who is that?
Mark Johnson.
Oh, that's Reverend Woo Woo. Reverend Woo Woo, George Blake.
Oh, man, don't go there.
Oh, don't go. Come on now. You know I can signify it now. Don't hit me. Don't let me hit this button now. I'm good. Hey, George.
All right.
We talking about these black politicians.
Yes, why am I echoing? I don't want all that echoing tonight.
Hold on. Let me get it right before we get started. How that sound? Come on.
Okay.
Is that better?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, sir. Yes.
That's better? Say testing.
Yes, it is.
Say testing. Let me hear you say testing.
Okay, testing.
That's good for you?
I still hear an echo.
Hold on, George. We're going to get this right before we get started. We haven't got started yet. No way. Say testing again.
Testing.
You hear echo?
Is that better?
That's better on my end. I don't hear no echo, but I want to make sure you're good.
Wait a minute.
Make sure ain't no echo.
I can hear the echo. But
okay,
I can hear it. I can hear it.
Okay.
Because, Martin, you have not perfected that.
Yes, I have, George. You can, George.
We have to get it on the road.
George, you got to take your phone off speakerphone. You got to talk regular. You can't. You got to.
Wait, I got to take it off the speaker.
Yes, that's you're gonna keep getting echoes.
Wait a minute, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, but you got to. That's why you keep hearing echo because you got it on speakerphone. Just talk on the phone. That's all. Like you on the phone talking to me. How's that?
Okay, sir.
How's the echo?
All right.
How that sound?
It sounds better.
Let me hear testing.
Better. Testing.
Oh, I hear you loud and clear.
All right, thank you.
Let me acknowledge a few more people, George, and we're gonna get started. We ain't gonna wait on the crowd tonight. Let me acknowledge a few of my people.
But we may not even need a crowd.
No, that's what I'm saying, because you're right, George. Let me just acknowledge some of my people, my followers. They do come in, they support me, so I want to make sure I show them some love. Ella Clark, how you doing? Okay, Sean Niddles, what's up, Sean? I see you. Kevin Thomas, hey, family. Angelia Moore, hey, how you doing? Sharice Rice, I see you. Right, okay, Muhammad, okay, I see you. Latanya Gamblin, I see you. Latanya, I see you. Testing. Louis Ramsey, okay. They say you sound real low. Let me bring you up a little bit, George. Let me bring it up a little bit. Hey, George, say something now. Say something, George.
All right, you hear me?
Yeah, there's no echo. Is any echo?
Just a faint echo.
Okay, let me turn it down a little bit. Maybe
All right, well.
Is that it? Okay.
Okay.
Is that better for you? Because I want you to.
Yes, it is.
Hey, Jessica, how you doing, Jessica? Tracy Taylor, Moet Rose, all right. Joanna, all right. Come on in. Ronnie Johnson, all right. Kendrick Rucker. George, before you get started, I want to say something before you get on the road, because I know you're going to get on the road tonight. Okay. Beverly Williams, Claudia Lopez. Hey, Claudia. Brother Eddie, what's up, Eddie Heimer? What's up, brother? How you feel? Antoinette Arlington King. Okay. All right. Latanya. Okay. Pian Payton. Okay. Wanda Webb. All right. How you doing, Wanda? Curlin Temple. Carol Temple. All right. Now listen. Now, hold on. Now let me just talk. Y'all can share the video. Matter of fact, hit like and share the video. Tag somebody in it too. Let's hit the like and share the video. Let me get my video up here so I can share the video myself. I got 4 shares. I need more shares than that. I need way more shares than 4 shares, people. We got Mr. George Blakemore on here, and we want to hear from him tonight, and we want him to scream, holler, whatever he got to do. If he want to act out, he can show out tonight. I don't care. We're going to talk about these black politicians. And I know you're more qualified than all of us to talk about these black politicians, because you're down there with them all the time. You're down there with them. You know what they're doing and what they ain't doing. Yeah. So, yeah, that's you. You all right with me, George? I ain't gonna charge you, George, but you all right. Let me know.
No, and I'm not gonna pay you, Martin.
You're not gonna pay me?
All right.
Okay, all right. Okay.
But you're all right.
Okay. All right. All right, like people, we're gonna get to rolling. We get who is that other caller? 4703. I think I know that number. 4703. Who is that?
You know the number, Martin.
Oh, that's Dr. Sense. That's Doc. Okay, I know that number. All right, Doc. We got Mr. George Blakemore, and we're going to get to talking real quick. We finna get to going. I need y'all to share some videos. All right, now listen up, people. Now, for the last 4 days, it's been on the internet. We talking about the migrants breaking into this 6-flat building. 3 flat, but 6 units. Now, when you breaking into something, you prying your way into that. That's what our eyes have seen, witness. Now, if you're not breaking into something, that means somebody has a key and they letting you in to unlock something. Unlock. That means to unlock. A key is to mean, am I right, Dr. Sanders? You use a key to unlock something. So don't tell me what my lying eyes not seeing now. Now, all of a sudden, he allowed them to go in there. Now he wants some money from Brandon Johnson. People, the game is trying to be played on black people. People, black people, don't fall for the okie doke. Listen, we have social media now. We don't need nobody to dictate to us what our eyes are seeing, what we saw or witnessed. That's why we have social media. We can do live, uncut, and unedited, people. We don't have to do small sound bites anymore. Wait on the news to tell us. You interview us for half an hour, and you only show 30 seconds of the video of the interview. So you control the narrative. We're done with that, people. We're done with that. We need real news. You said, listen, how many videos that we have witnessed the police officers shooting an unarmed black man, and they tell us, no, it's not what y'all see. Just wait, let the investigation play out. They always trying to tell us how to think when we see things, people. Water is wet and fire is hot. Again, water is wet and fire is hot. That's logic, people. That's logic. And that's what we're going to work on tonight. Logic, nothing else but logic. Simple. Simple as that. If you jump up, you're going to come down, period. Gravity's going to bring you right back down, period. And listen, I want to talk about these old hand-picked, get along, go along, black politicians, both males and females. Now, I'm going to allow y'all to call their names out because they need to be called out on the carpet. Look at the black community. I believe there's 19 or 20 wards. Is it 19 or 20, George? Black wards. Is it 19?
It's probably less. It's probably less than that, about 17 or 18.
Oh, 17 or 18. Okay. 17, which is...
Everybody that's black, they got 2 black Altmans up on the north side, but that's not they're not in a black ward.
Right.
No, yes, the one up in Rogers Park, and then also the other gentleman. And they are black, but they're not in a predominant black ward.
Mm-hmm.
So having black faces is not working. And you making a statement that it should be logical and it should be true. You say fire and water, and we have a man. But you got to realize, sir, that the black man, it doesn't work logically because he or she has been traumatized from generation to generation to generation. So you would just think that water is wet and fire will burn you. That's logic. But we as a people, our mind has been harmed. And what you're saying, also, I want to correct you, sir.
Go ahead.
This social media, the social media doesn't mean anything unless a person thinks and able to be an analytical thinker. And because our people are texting, they're emailing, they tweeting, they YouTubing, they TikTok or whatever, Facebook, and their ads is still on the plantation and still progressing with all this technology. They are going backwards when our people didn't have social media. When black people didn't have social media, they had banks. They was able to talk and to each other, communicate, support each other. They had business. It wasn't any business a long time ago. Social media and Black Wall Street. Something was very profound that one of my Facebook friends told me up in Minnesota. I said, Facebook can put us off. Facebook can do this. And she said, my great-grandmother was able to communicate and make great strides down in Bloomington, Illinois, and there was no social media. So I beg your difference. You can get, I got 5 million hits. People coming in, watching me all over the United States and the world. And when they drug me out like a Georgia slave, I only had 4 people at my trial. Black people don't protest. You can't tweet your ass off this plantation. You cannot go to Martin's show and get off this plantation, unedited or what. You got to use your body, your soul, and the shit got to hit the fan and the rubber got to hit the road. The old-timey way. The revolution was not televised and it wasn't Facebook Live. So it's not working, Martin. You do a beautiful job, and I look forward to coming on your live. You are a professional, but you cannot tweet these niggers ass off this plantation. You can't Facebook it. You can't email it. It's the state of Black America. And here in the city, the reason our elected officials calling them out, you need to call us out. And call me out, call you out, and all your Facebook friends out. Because it's something that we are not doing that we should do. Now, I'm not on a popularity contest. Tyrone Mohammed called me an attention whore. Evidently, I'm not a very good one and evidently you and the others are not any good because you can look at your neighborhood, you can look at the people that you say you select, but your ass don't select. It's a democratic machine. So you can see you don't have shit in your hood, no stores, you're not buying from each other, you're killing each other. So something we all are doing wrong. And going live is not going to get it. We got to do it that old-timey way. We got to use what we got to get what we want. And if we don't use what we got to get what we want, we don't need what we got. And we can do very well without social media. Just do it. get your ass up and protest, and you know exactly what to do when something happens in your neighborhood. When these Arabs come in, are you addicted to buying from other people? When the white Jews come in and sell to you, the Korean, are you addicted? I'm addicted to this goddamn iPhone. I should throw this shit away and just do like we did before we had this social media and this new technology. It got me on my iPhone. What's my telephone number? Let me call. Depend on the old timey way. Just do it. Black people got eyes, but they can't see. They got ears, but they can't hear. They got a nose, but they can't smell. They got a mouth, but they can't talk. They got legs, but they can't walk. They can't get their black ass off this plantation. Now, all y'all that beg different with me, got more sense than me, just do it. You don't want to do what you can do. Protest. Get out and try something new. Now, we used to communicate. I used to remember everybody's phone number. Now, where's my iPhone? Let me go live. I'm going to go live on, when I go on live, I stay for 3 and 4 hours trying to teach, trying to preach, trying to educate, inform, and enlighten these, and it does nothing. Nothing. This is just like an entertainment piece. Now, I'm going to sit back and just listen to each one of you. If you want, you can't turn shit red.
Yeah.
You can't turn because you're not about shit.
George.
You don't even have a candidate on the Republican ticket. I'm voting for Trump. Trump. And but you're not going to turn the city of Chicago red and because a downtown, they're all Democratic. And now you don't have nobody running against them. Trump, come by here. I put their ass out. Because these same people, these undocumented, illegal refugees, sanctuary seekers, they ass gonna be voting. They ass gonna be working. They ass gonna be helping each other. They ass gonna move your ass out while you Facebook it. Thank you.
All right, let me say this, George. George, let me say this. I believe as a black man, as black people, most of my audience are black on here tonight. We can walk and talk and chew bubble gum at the same time. Now, when you plant a seed, you don't get instant results, George. You don't do that. Now,
let
me just say this.
One day.
Yeah, let me say this. Let me say this, George. I spoke to one of my followers today, a dear friend of mine. She said, Martin, when I come on your channel, I learn a lot. So that's a win, George. We're learning, George. Listen.
Okay, thank you.
We're learning, George.
Maybe I was too negative.
Yeah.
Martin,
I understand.
He can tell you that same thing, but he has to show you he's learning by his action.
Right, George. The world is a big stage, and everybody got their role to play. George, you have been designated. You and Jessica and a lot of other people. You guys go downtown to the council meetings. A lot of people, that's just not their job. They better doing something else. They're doing something else. So
they might be smarter by doing something else.
Yeah.
They're probably smarter than me. But when I look around, I don't see no economic development in the black neighborhood. I see no progress. The old timey way, those people just decided we're going to do this. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to tweet about it. We just going to do it. Just do it.
That's right. We got to get on code. We definitely got to get on code. And I'm going to tell you, George, it's not just us. It's the black politicians as well that's selling us out. You know that, George. They listen.
Now, we're not talking.
I know, but I'm talking about really.
We don't have black politicians. The Democratic machine is the one, the white power structure is the one who slates them, the one pay for their campaign and put them there. You just going and putting the ice on the cake that the white man already have baked. So we do not have black leadership. We do not have black politicians. they're the overseer of the plantation. They're not going to represent us because they're not about us. So we do not. You say call them out. Well, you got to call them all out. Every one of them, and call my dead mama out too. If I dig up, she might be my dead daddy a Democrat. However, they had 2 and 3 jobs. My daddy had business. My mother make hot water, make large soap. Then she made potato pies and sold it. And then she became her own lady, making her own money, buying her own property. So she was a Democrat, but she wasn't like these nigger Democrats. And so our people today are disgraceful to the ancestors.
Well, George,
if they could wake up, they could wake up and see us, Martin Johnson, they would say, "I be damned."
George,
what did we do wrong?
How did we
they gave us too much.
George, listen. Black people are in a war, and we don't understand that. When I say war, they think of a war of bullets and knives and all that. But we're in an economic war. We're in a war of knowledge and self-love and self-educated about our history. We don't know our history. We don't know who we are. See, the Bible said, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So is he. As you think in your heart.
Yeah, but the G. Woodson said the miseducation of the black man. I'm trying to say our ancestors were more successful than we. We're getting weaker.
Yeah, we're wiser, but weaker.
Not stronger people.
Yeah. Let me go to Dr.
They had their own bank, and then Jamal Green run around there talking about cases, red lines. So hell, open up your own damn bank. And you waiting for the government to bring you economic development in your neighborhood. It's not going to come. Only you have to get it. My last word, use what you got. Use what you got to get what you want. To get what you want. And if you don't use what you got, to get what you want, you don't need what you got.
Mm.
You don't need it.
Okay. All right.
Now, come on, Mark.
Okay.
You got the right one on. You're very intelligent, you're very articulate, and you're very black. But you got to check yourself before you wreck yourself, and I got to check myself before I wreck myself. Give me that old time religion, that old time black. We young blacks have dropped the ball. It's nothing. I dare you say you black and proud. I dare you to say that. Show me that you're black and proud by your actions.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm waiting for all of them to call in. Bring them on in.
They coming.
Bring them on in, Martin.
I'm bringing them in. I'm finna bring them in. I'm finna bring them in. Hold on, George. I got Dr. Sanders, and I think I got another sister, too. Come on, Doc.
Bring the sisters, the brothers, and the wannabes.
Come on, Doc.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Martin, I was sitting here thinking about, and I think George would know where I'm coming from, and I think you would too. Remember the movie called The Original Gangsters?
Yeah.
Where you had the compromise, where the preacher had to, be in the middle between the community and the gang. You know, I thought about that. I thought about how the black politicians of this time versus the ones we had before, they're not listening. They're just not listening. When I was seeing the video you did today over there with the immigrants just coming to a place, they already, this is what, I don't understand the whole thing. I really don't right now, because when I say this, number one, you have your own people that's struggling here in the city. Public aid offices are always constantly filled. They give them more drama than television. But then people that come from another country, we can't go to their country and do what we want to do and break in anybody's house or anybody's property. We can't do it. They will lynch us. But then here they put them in our area, and our Black older people are not understanding what your community is saying. When you fight for real, you're listening to those who are already here, not ones who just got here. So now you want to, as they say, pee in your face and tell you it's Kool-Aid. Well, they're here now. We got to make adjustments. Yesterday, I was listening to CNN, and there was a question that they asked at the White House press conference and said, why are the immigrants here? That was a white reporter that said that. Well, and they went on about their reasoning. And I said, Martin, you didn't look at that. I said, this don't make no sense. I'm disgusted with a lot of our Black politicians. I am. Because it's like they're more concerned about, well, what can pocket line my pocket up with? Well, I got to try to convince my people to go along with what you all's plans are. No, that means we don't have no right. So you mean we can't say nothing? You all would just drop a bomb in our community, and we supposed to say, oh, it's fine. You dropped the bomb. You got a leg broke. This is how you're thinking. I don't like these Black politicians right now. I don't. Because they're not. Why are you protecting other people whom you don't know?
If you have a choice of other people, you all have not, excuse me for breaking in, you have not built an infrastructure where you have competent candidates that will run against them even with the next election. You're not grooming them. Anyone. So what would be their choice? The machine is going to put them back in. Now, who are you going to put in? What we can do immediately now. Immediately now, all Black people can vote for Trump. Well, I'm not saying the Republican Party. Vote for Trump. That's one instant way to show them that we are very angry at the way we have been treated. Vote for Trump. And turning Chicago red, I don't know about that, because you got no candidates that actually have stepped up to say, I'm running against Tony Prewinkle, I'm running against these aldermen and Republicans. So no, I wish you could turn it red. But what you can do when this election come up for the President of the United States, you can trust or keep hope alive that Trump build a wall, get ICE to send all of them back, and don't let them vote. These same ones that Martin is talking about, these Venezuelans, they will be able to vote. The Democrats don't care. They can't vote. They're not citizens. They can do exactly what the racist, white, and house plantation niggas let them do. No, don't get off the Black folks. They don't have no power down there. These
they really don't.
You know what an overseer is? You know what Brandon Johnson is not no mayor. He's the overseer. Lady Lightfoot was no mayor. But in spite of all that political mess, my Black people would rise at Black Wall Street. They would still rise. They had all kind of cleaners, everything here in the city of Chicago. Business, all kind of, had banks and everything. And they were right here.
George.
Service station, everything the Blacks had right here.
George.
Now, George, shut up and don't dominate Mr. Braymore. Let them speak.
Thank you, George. All right, let Natasha speak. Come on, Natasha. Come on, sister. She's been waiting patiently. She long-winded too. Come on, sister. Come on.
Good evening, everybody. I first wanted to, because I follow Mr. Blakemore at times, and I just want, not that you need me to, Mr. Blakemore, but I just wanted to validate some of your feelings, okay? Because I see that you're 81, and I would imagine that you've seen a lot, and I don't know what type of man you was in the past, but with the passion that you have, I would imagine that you probably was saying something back then to some of your peers and such. And so you have a frustration that a lot of people may not understand. But I understand your frustration, okay? Because you done seen a lot. You done been through a lot, okay? But when it comes to our people, you know, those of us that are really, of age to really make some type of change, and, we have the ones that are legal and a little younger than us that can, assist in making change. There's a disconnect. I don't feel that a disconnect, but a lot of us have a disconnect with our ancestors. And I understand it though, because when I got a little older, I kind of imagined, being told, finally being told what happened, a few generations ago. But as far as I can go is my great-grandparents. But now that I'm older, I understand why that's really a lot of our story. There's no stories that have been passed down about, our journey and our experiences as, individuals in our family. We might have heard, read something in a book or whatever, but a lot of us don't truly know our absolute direct connections to the trauma and the hardships that our ancestors had to go through. So there's a disconnect. Okay, there's a large amount of really disrespect that our youth have when it comes to the things that people sacrifice, not people, but our ancestors sacrifice here on this land for us. After slavery and everybody was able to, like you say, people had families, they were buying property, doing well for themselves, and then boom, they were hit with, in the 60s and 70s, just a war on the Black family. Okay? And so here you go, up and down, up and down. It does create like a feeling of hopelessness. And that was passed down. Speaking to, I've been going crazy. Listen, I've been going crazy the last few days.
Well, come on, I need you to
being frustrated.
Come on.
With my peers, especially men, trying to convince them that we are in a state of emergency. Yeah. Do you know how many niggas feel like it's not their business? Do you know how many feel that there is nothing to be alarmed about? That should tell us something. We have a strong disconnect happening. And I think a lot of that is fear. They feel like there's fear, hopelessness, and disconnect happening.
So what can we do, sister?
So I don't have all the answers, but
no, just give me what you have.
For those of us that do know, I'm gonna tell you something. If you want my true belief, I know we talk about Democrat, Republican, and stuff, but we know it's all a game. Politics is a game. When it gets this deep, it's a game. I don't think we're going to be able to do anything by exercising our political rights. We would have to do all of this by force. And that's why I think a lot of people don't want to accept it. They don't want to get involved because they know what the real answer is. Talking about politics today is kind of like too late. You know why? Because by the time we get to vote for anything, like he said, those people are going to have some type of right to sway the votes. However they make it happen. It is not going to be tipped in our favor. They're already slowly outnumbering us.
Can I say something?
You know that they've opened up the floodgates. So I don't think there's going to be no real structured legal way.
Tosh, let me say something. Let me just say something. The power of life and death is in the tongue. And I'm listening to you and George, and y'all killing me tonight. I mean, y'all act like there's no hope. All hope is gone. What's up?
I'm not saying there's no hope. I don't believe that there's no hope.
But the way y'all talking. Listen, I'm listening to I'm putting myself in a position like I'm in the audience listening to you guys. And by me listening to you guys, there's no hope. I might as well stay at home. Ain't no fight. It's always gonna be like that. It's nothing gonna change. I need y'all to bring some fire to this.
When you say fight, listen, when you say fight, I believe in a fight. But what I'm saying to you is that if we're talking about waiting for elections, the reality is it will be too late. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, it is my belief Like you're talking about, bad politicians, backstabbing as politicians. We already know we can't depend on them, right? Who's in order to remove those people, we got to go through months and months and months waiting for election time. We know that. So honestly, that's not even an option right now. It might have been some time ago. But at this point, honestly, waiting to exercise that right, unfortunately, I don't think that's on our side right now.
Let me say this, sister. Let me say this. Right now, Brandon Johnson is under a lot of pressure. And the reason why he's under a lot of pressure, because it's a lot of voices coming at him. Now, we know Brandon got another 3 years in office. Now, we just sit still on our hands and don't say nothing and have to wait till another 4. That's not what I'm talking about, sister. I'm talking about a fight that we can't, even though we have to wait 3 years, another 3 years to get these people out, we can still fight right now. Put pressure on them. Put pressure. We got to put pressure.
I'm not saying that I'm not saying not do that, because I'm already in the work to doing that. Listen, I'm all for exercising legal rights, but I'm just saying that we need to entertain the idea. Because if you look at history, and this goes for any race or any ethnicity or any country.
That's right.
If you want an absolute flip, you got to take it by force.
That's right.
Somebody got to drop. Really, somebody got to drop. Well, and I know that we don't really want to do that type of talk on live because you don't know who's listening.
Right.
But that's the reality.
It's reality.
Yeah.
But that's the dirty truth. That's the dirty, dirty, dirty truth that honestly even I don't want to admit. It's not about losing hope, because it's hope in that too.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
There's no one how to fight without having nonviolence.
So
okay. I don't think nonviolence is not that.
Listen. There's never been a real revolution without a bloodshed. Period. History teaches that. History teaches us that.
Well, no, so let me hold up. Let me
go ahead,
help you let me explain what I'm saying. There's a way that you can do it. Now, the reversal of what happened. Look at Dr. King, for instance. Being able to come together, you got to get people that are in the strong area that would know not to get to the point of. That's what I'm saying. Without having to go and get a gun and blow somebody's brains out. Because we already know, if you really look at it for real, and Dr. King talked about this when he was talking before he passed away about what his father's goal was. Now, okay, we got through that part. We got through the shedding of the blood. We got through being hosed down.
Black people not putting no protest. They went down the city hall 2 days and you don't see them anymore.
They won't do it. So the thing about it, everybody that's going downtown, trust me, I tap in on those meetings.
You got to go to the street.
I'll be sitting there, and I'm like, okay, what are you all really saying? But then all you're doing is, okay, we're calling a council meeting. Everybody come and give their opinion. But nobody is doing everything else to make it effective.
Go to the street, those airplanes.
Palos don't want that
protest
because they have a strong
shut the city down.
Commerce.
Well, that's right.
Let me say something, y'all.
Money.
Oh, hold on, y'all. Let Tosh. Go ahead, Tosh. Go ahead.
Can I speak to what the lady said?
Go ahead.
And this is no disrespect to Martin. None. But I'm going to tell you something that my interpretation of all the things that we accomplished, quote unquote, during that time, I look at it almost like a man. I don't mean to make a joke, but it's almost like a woman waiting around to get married and a man just throws a ring at her and they stay engaged for decades. That's how I feel about the progress we had. You look at that time, everything they gave us, they allowed. Everything that, that were like, when it comes to education, job, all of that was still oversaw by white men or Jewish men.
Okay, let me say something.
Allowed them to have it still allowed them to have an avenue into our communities and our families.
Let me say this. Let me just say this.
There was it was still a flawed situation,
right?
And that's why we are where we are now.
Okay, let me say this. Let me just say this. We're in war with China. Can anybody explain to me how we in war with China? Any one of you smart intellectuals, tell me, how are we in war with China? Can anybody tell me that?
Specifically in America?
In America, yeah. Somebody tell me that. Explain that to me. We in war with China. Right? Economic. That's it. Right there. Right there. That's the answer right there. China knew that they could, hold on. China knew that they could not beat America. They couldn't outgun them. So guess what? They took war on economics. And
we're in debt to them, aren't we?
Yeah, listen. Thank you.
We got credit from them.
Thank you. Going back to Dr. Sanders' say, if we ain't willing to shed no blood, we got to get them another way. Period. So that's what I'm talking about. And black people, they know how to boycott, because a lot of black people that's listening to me right now, y'all boycott black businesses because you don't go in there and patronize them. So you've been on a lifetime boycott business.
That's right.
You don't patronize black businesses. The little small ones that we do have, you don't patronize them. You don't do the research and find out what's black owned. How could you help your brother and your sister that look like you? You feel some of us don't have no type of conviction when it comes to spend dollar with another black business. We have no type of conviction of that.
Don't give them a second chance.
We don't. You're right. We give AT&T, T-Mobile, People Gas, all of them a second chance when they do us wrong. Comcast. But when a black person do something wrong, don't get it right the first time, we go on the internet, we go on Yelp, we go on Google, Help, we do all that and demonize them. Is that because of hate, Mr. George Blakemore? I don't know what it is. But we on a boycott with each other. And let me say this. Let me say this. Most of us that have our own businesses, entrepreneurs, our families don't support us and our friends don't support us. It's always other black people that don't know nothing about us. They come and support our businesses, not the family and friends that don't support our business. I had to say that.
And on the flip side, and you know what, Martin, and I'm gonna tell you something. That is true, because let me explain something to you. I support businesses when it comes to hair care, to the spa, even to clothes. But this is one thing, because I sold my business in 2019, so I was in it for 2007, and I went through all kind of drama to get licensed in California to operate as well as in Illinois. When you open up your business, learn how to operate it the right way.
Oh, you mean like customer service and stuff?
What? Listen.
Yeah.
But hold on. But see the thing. Now let me say, Dr. Sanders, we always, when we say ghetto, how do we come up with the term ghetto? Because we comparing it to white. White people don't set the standard to everything.
Anything that's black.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about ghetto. Back there for a second. I didn't talk about ghetto.
Okay.
I had to fire a black. In short, what she did, I sent her money all the time, way before I go. She failed to look at something and accused me of didn't get it. Then when I got my bank on the phone to let them go after her, they said, well, you're not looking at it because we see it. Then she turned around, it's my mistake, my bad, because she was strict on me. Call her name out, it's going to be a lot of hell breaking out. So my thing is, learn it the right way, and I don't have a problem, because I got my girlfriend is a designer. I got two of them. One is a black Hollywood designer, and one is a local Hollywood designer here in Chicago. I support them. But what I know that when it comes to customer service, some of our people don't know how. This is why we have to teach one. I don't mind teaching you how to be able to teach. I can't disclose who my station was because I'm under contract not to sell it. But they were a black team. Service them. They even asked me, why wouldn't I open one up in Illinois? Because Illinois is what they call in business ethics a problematic state when it comes to licensure. You open up your business and you do it, learn how to talk to your customers to keep them coming back. I found those flaws in a lot of us. I'm black. I'm going to tell you, no, you're not. on that. My degree is in that. So my thing is learn how to embrace one another. Like George said, there were times of the fruit man used to come in the neighborhood and say, hey, come get your peaches, come get your greens. And everybody would run in the neighborhoods. I don't know if you remember that, Martin, but they all would come out and buy what? All the fruit and vegetables, the truck man. We used to have those things in our community. A&P, high and low. The only one that's still surviving is what? One Stop. Frank used to be over here. 63rd Street was always the black downtown for black. No, y'all don't know about that.
Well,
is that our folks need to know how to embrace in customer service, Martin. And I'm telling you,
sister. Let me say this now. Let me say this. Let me just say this. The way you talking, this is why I feel like you talking like black people don't know how to talk to each other. And that's not true. That's just not true.
That's not it.
That's not true.
Martin,
that's not. Yeah.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I will say it. I don't have to say it. I don't have to go around the corner with that. Don't do me like that. When I am going to tell you, I will tell you why are you talking to me like that. I said that some of our people need to learn how to do customer service. They do, Martin. They do. Everybody, I said some. Because I've run up on some. I've had to tell a young man that was doing cars. He said, well, give me your money. I said, oh, give me my money. You started to wear my purse. I said, no, the best way to say, I require a down payment for this. You would do the same thing, Martin. If you got a truck, listen, okay, I'm going to charge you $400 for 2 days, but I require a deposit. It's nothing wrong with just learning simple words, but it's how you embrace it. I support my people. I don't want nobody on here getting twisted. I support my folks. But if you are not using the proper etiquette, I'm going to help you to understand how you sound. I'm saying, how you sound. Yes, I told that, who was that guy that was running over here, named George, whatever his name was. And I said, what I want to do is open up my fitness program in Woodlawn. Oh, well, oh, really? Well, he didn't see the man no more. He lived in Woodlawn for a minute and didn't get voted in as an alderman. I told Willie Cochran, I don't like the way your brain thinks. I'm cool with you. I'll tell you if you're right or wrong, because I'm going to tell you how it looks. So I did not procrastinate or disintegrate our people, Martin, and I want you to get that straight. If you know how to talk to each other and help you being promoting what you're doing, I don't mind helping you market it the right way so you can get it. I'm just that open like that. So other people get to cussing me out. Don't do that because I don't want to go battle with you. Respect. But we got to learn some things in order to get to the next level. Downtown, instead of everybody trying to push their agenda of what group wants this and what group wants that, put your agenda to the side and get to the point and let City Hall know we're sticking you all SHIT and let's get this stuff done. You gotta make the noise. These agendas, oh, I want this to be nullified, glorified. Stop that. Let these people know how you feel. These agendas making it easy. And this is why the generation that's 10 and 20 years and 30 years younger than us don't understand. Well, we got the message. We got the message from the 60s, the 50s. We got that. But the thing of it is that the noise downtown has to be more than shoving agendas. But unhappy with Johnson, then go down there, tell that black man you don't like him, you want him out. Simple. Why? But give a reason why. Why? Not the agendas. No reason why. You didn't heard, Martin, on your program, people that say, well, I want this agenda. I want this. Okay, that's fine. But now you want Brandon Johnson either dead or alive. And it comes in. Do the same thing to that one.
Okay.
And it comes after that. You're going to do the same thing. You understand what I'm saying? So my thing is, don't just target Brandon. All of the officials. What is a young man? Hey man, I'm almost 60.
Yeah.
So my thing is, if you want people,
let me say this.
Now, Martin, use it.
Hold on, Dr. Sanders. Let me say this, and I often use this. I haven't used it in a long time. If the United Airlines fly a plane, if they fly a plane, and that pilot do something wrong, they're not going to hold that pilot. They're going to hold the company accountable. So all the bad things in the city of Chicago is going to fall on Brandon Johnson. They're going to point the finger at him. Even though he's not doing it by himself, but they're going to point the finger at Brandon Johnson. They're going to point. That's just how it is. If you hurt yourself on the job.
Around Emmanuel.
Yeah. You hurt yourself on the job.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. But let me go to the next caller.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I know what
They're
you're saying.
going to point the finger at him.
But I'm saying they've been pointed at all of the mayor.
Yeah.
We got Belandra still living. We got Daly still living. We got Rodney Manson. Then go all the way down the line. Don't just target him because he's black.
Okay. All right. Sarge, come on.
Get all of them.
Yeah. Black politicians. Come on, Sergeant. I ain't trying to go to the military.
Hey,
I'm not going to the military today now. Go ahead.
I'm putting myself, Martin, I'm putting myself on a 5-minute timer because
5 minutes. I was thinking
of talking
hold on.
And a whole lot of saying nothing.
I was thinking 2 minutes. You said 5 minutes, but go ahead.
5 minutes, everybody else can talk for 35.
Yeah.
Now, them immigrants, they give them DACA rights, they gonna be voting. Bottom line up front. And you know when that started during the Obama era. That talking point gone. All right. Now, well, the blacks of the day and this and that. Well, thank you, Jesse Jackson, for calling Black Americans African Americans in the 80s. That's where all that came from. Next topic. We're going to have to take it by force. That is some BS because when the Black Panthers had that firefight with the LAPD for doggone 45 minutes to an hour in 1968 or 69, they didn't scratch a police officer. So don't talk about that by force like black folk is going to actually do harm to any damn body. Black folk do more harm to each other than anybody else. So forget that. And as the next election, all these black folk got voter remorse right now. But the next election, first person gonna run to take Brandon's place that's black, they voting for him anyway. Now I'm at the 2-minute mark right now. And I'm pretty much done. Now, all this stuff talking about with Trump and this and that. Chicago don't have to vote for Trump at all. Chicago just don't have to vote for Biden. They ain't got to vote for Trump or Biden. There has not been a Democrat president in the last 60 years that has been elected president for the Democrat side that has not won Chicago. If Chicago sit one presidential election out, that'll wake their butts up. So that's on the residents of Chicago. Pick your poison. Use your power that you got in your vote and everything else. Stop talking about all this election. We ain't got that long to wait. What you mean you ain't got that long to wait? You ain't gaining nothing no way. Everybody marking time. Marching in one doggone spot, waiting on doggone the drill sergeants to say right face or left face, forward march. Y'all ain't doing nothing. A whole lot of talking, a whole lot of non-action. That's all it is, and a lot of complaining. Everybody can complain about a whole lot of things. When you go do something, all you got to do is not vote at all. Sit this election out. That'll show them something. That'll shock the world. That'll be like the Ali Frazier fight. I shocked the world. Y'all better start looking and listening and paying attention opposed to getting all in y'all feelings. But you ain't going to talk to me like that. And that's like with Mr. Blakemore. What I'm about to say right now, as I close, he going to understand this. When I was a child, had somebody looked at my sister, right on, what was it, about 67 in the house. Well, that's a pretty little gal there. Well, my mother blew a gasket. She is a girl. I don't have any gals, sir. You call a little black girl a gal? Them was borderline fighting words. But all that pride in oneself, then it done dissipated. Now nobody give a damn about themselves or anybody around them, because everybody just want to be something on the internet.
Okay.
And I yield the last 60 seconds of my time.
Oh, thank you, sir. All right, 5. Go ahead. I got another call, but go ahead. 2 more. Go ahead.
There was something that Blakemore did say that I wanted to really just focus, I guess, to say something on. That there was a time, as he said, we used to do things without social media. There was a time that we could write letters to each other, send in the mail, go by your house, come together. There was a time, and that's where other generations that were not here don't know how the closeness that we had back in that time. Where like the children now, they're on video games, where there's a time, Martin, they used to play checkers, Monopoly, games, board games to be socialization. Those things have changed in this day and time. Mm-hmm. We're living almost like the Jetsons time, There was a time that the together and the closeness where the older fathers did not allow things to come in the neighborhood, where you had real block club meetings where people come together. So there was that time that we need to get back to, because we're in a separate mode where now technology has everybody inclusive in different areas. And it's true, it really does. But what Sergeant said about...
You went silent.
I'm thinking about what he said, and I'm processing. I'm processing what he's saying. If you did sit it out and make your voices heard that way, will it work? Won't it work? Never know. Something new can always be, something better. We don't know. But we got to understand how each other are thinking without assuming, making an ASS out of ourselves. But know that we had a point in time, Martin, and you remember, people would play checkers, get together, have some coffee, have breakfast. That thing there, going back to our city, we need to change. Because killing somebody is not going to make it. We got to change it around. Maybe if it's not the election, it might turn something. Who knows?
Okay. All right. We got another caller. Area code. Last 4 digits, 5447. 5447.
All right. I kind of realized I done called your show a couple of times, and I ain't never said my name.
That's okay.
It's Misha. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem.
I just realized it. You know what? I don't think I've ever said that.
Okay.
Get right to the point. There was a young lady who made an analogy into relationships, and I was kind of feeling that. She said, and that's kind of true, because when you're a woman in a relationship, playing to a dude, and you talk about you want this, you want that, and you want the relationship to be this way and that way, and he just nodding his head, yeah, okay, but you're still giving it up. You still giving me the money. You still giving me your car. She's still giving him things and still doing what he wants her to do. So it's just falling on deaf ears. Like, you're just flapping your gums at this point. Whatever. But the point is, you have to not just and be there and be present. You have to actually have something using as well. Like just recently, not recently, like a couple of months ago, that big story about that immigrant shelter loss off with the Westtown residents lawsuit. The Westtown residents got together about that lawsuit, that the city was placing them in a place that was dangerous. Them out of that lawsuit to look at what they were doing and then pushed it down that road to the point that they out there could not explain his way out of that situation. Actually put their money where their mouth was, which I find the most distressful thing about my Black people. You can get people to show up and organize and sit in on a meeting. But when you say we want to put our money together, want to do something that requires maybe even a sacrifice, like you said with that nail shop, you weren't just asking women to boycott them not to get their nails done. And asking Black people to come out their pockets or sacrifice has always been the issue. The smart people out here that know what to do, oh yeah, we can force them through court action because white people are always taking people to court. They'll be out there in the streets and ain't no legislation happening. There's always legislation happening. Somebody gets sued some way, but just saying that when it comes to Black folks, you always hear about us just standing there. And I have to go back to Martin Luther King, because yes, he organized people, and yes, he took it to the politicians' ears, but the politicians didn't see a bunch of Black people talking. They saw a bunch of Black people, hundreds of them, listening to a man saying, "Don't shop here." There. To economic dollars. All they saw was money being lost.
Hold on, let me say something, man. I don't know. I can't take it no more. Tell me something that we Black people we good at. I'm tired of hearing what we don't do and we can't do this. Tell me something that what we are good at, what we can do. I'm tired of it. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of it.
Actually, we are good.
Lawyers.
Yeah.
Martin, you have a lot of Black
I was going to say.
You have a lot of Black attorneys. You have a lot of Black restaurants. You have a lot of Black care professionals. You have a lot of, I'm not going to say all of the Black politicians are horrible. You have some that are pretty decent. We're good more than just dancing and doing our hair. We have a lot of them that are philanthropists. We have a lot of Black biochemists. Oh, yeah, I can name a whole lot of them. So there's a lot that we have. Gordon, what's his name? Garrett Morgan did what? Set his lights up. So we do have a lot of people in medicine. I see them come to the hospital clinic every day. So we do have it, Martin. It's just there's another number of portions that we need to, as old boy said in the song, we got to take our hands and bring them up to that area.
Because it's just like
we have a lot of people.
I'm hearing a bunch of complaints. We know we got a bunch of professionals, but we still on the plantation. We still feel like we can't go nowhere. We just sit still. I need to know, what can we do? How can we make this education that we have and this know-how and all this 81 years experience that George have, make it work for us? The man have seen a lot.
I'm going to add about the Westtown residents that they got together and put their money where their mouth is, but not everybody was down. It takes that person who is willing to pull people together. And there are people out there who are willing to do that. And when you do bring people together, there has to be, someone there to coordinate that person's voice be heard for the actual action plan. We got a lot of people out there who are really good at getting people to put their money where their mouth is, getting them actively involved. And they are out there, but it's so hard to get those people where we need them to be. And I don't know the avenue take to bring these people out. Like I said, we do have a lot of Black professionals, a lot of Black lawyers who do pro bono, and I don't know what it will take to bring them out, but I can say one thing, that a lot of them with hopelessness. They don't have the support that they need from the community to do the things that they do. Because the number one complaint I hear is that once they get started, they don't follow through. People who are out there and who do know how to put it together, they're always afraid to take that chance that they're going to be left holding the bag. But if there was enough people, which there are, the message that we got each other's back. A real action plan, something that's helpful. It is. They're out there, but the number one complaint I hear is that they just don't want to go that route. Because every time they do, there's no follow through. And they're right. There are people who, after they get what they want, a business. They tell me they're going to take our link away. So after that bill goes away, business. But there's a lot of hope.
Let me just say something.
To bring these people out the house.
Let me just say this. What I see us majoring in dancing, things that don't matter. things that really don't matter. Today, there should have been a push over 79th and Essex over there with a black men. No black men. If there had been a building full of GDs or black disciples, that building probably burned down right now. I got to say it. You know, the black community, you can move, you can set up shop. As long as you're not selling drugs in the black community and loose cigarettes, you ain't gonna have no problem out of the gangs. But they'll let you set up anything, in our dump and sell anything in our community. I got to say it. And I'm gonna tell you, George Blakemore, there's still a disconnect between the young people and the old people. Either the old people got to get out the way or handle that mantle over to us, to the younger people. That goes from my generation under me too. We got to do it because we got these career politicians that have been in office for years. They talk a good game. And we talk about them, but we still go and vote for them. It's sad, people. I'm tired of looking at it. If we continue to do the same thing, and I'm not even convinced voting all red that's going to change our problem. I'm convinced that it should be some Republicans and Democrats. I think there should be a balance. So no one party can determine if we're going to vote all red or all blue. That's me. Make it a balance.
So Martin, let me ask you something, Martin.
You got to keep on guessing.
You were over there on 79th and Essex. What was your happy? How was Martin feeling? What was going through Martin's head? What conclusions did Martin?
We weak, and we let anybody come in our neighborhood. We weak, especially these black men. I see more women on the front line than men, but the men want to get treated like a king, but they bring nothing to the council. They want this kingship, but you don't bring nothing to the thing. Listen, you know how to shoot, you know how to kill.
All these black men came from black women. You're not going to have that today. If all these black men that you said weak, they came from black women.
I know.
They were raised by black women.
Watch now. I'm just here keeping quiet and listening. All weak black men came from black women. And so we can't put one up on the collar and pull the other one down.
But Brother George, men got to step up to the plate. Sir. If we want that king status, we have to step up like a king.
No.
Now, George,
she got to step up to the queen place too, because it took two to tango. If these little boys who don't have a strong male image in their life, you got to ask their mama why. You got to go right back to that mama. She made some decisions that wasn't wise. We all have to take part. Hey, little boy, where's your mama? Where's your grandma? Where's your village? Who's your uncle? Who's your auntie? I didn't say aunt. Who's your auntie? What you doing out here? Who's your family? Where you come? We got to all find out. If we got bad, sorry-ass men, they came from a woman, and if that woman, ask your daddy why you don't have no damn mama. Don't ask your mama why you don't. Ask your daddy why you don't have a mama, and ask your mama why you don't have a daddy. It took two to tango, so both of them must take responsibility for their actions. It took two of them to do that. Two to do the tango, to do the dance of love. But that must have been the dance of sex. They must have been getting it on and didn't get the right thing going on. No. Commitment, responsibility. It takes two of them. I'm going to keep quiet and let you listen and listen again.
81 40. Go ahead, sister. Go ahead.
Ask your mama why you don't have a dad.
But
why you don't have Why you have your brothers by one man and your other brother by another man? Where's your grandfather, though?
George.
Where's your damn grandfather?
George.
Where's your uncle?
George.
Something is wrong with all of us. Let's not start playing.
No, George.
Got star-ass
George.
leadership of star-ass people.
George, listen, let me just say this. Out of respect and out of love, brother. Listen, when we young men become an adult, we have to act as adults, regardless if we didn't have both parents in the house. We're going to have to man up. Some of us, we had no control of the fathers not being in the home or the mother, vice versa. So we have to man up, George, period.
Well,
we wasn't handling with
yeah,
we got to man up.
A man there to help you man up. Where's your uncle? Where's your Uncle Emmy, Uncle Bill? Where's your granddaddy? Where's your granddaddy? It's somebody got to teach you how to man up. And it can't be a woman to teach you how to man up. So evidently the family is bad. If the old girl getting pregnant, don't have a baby, where you got a daddy, that boy got a granddaddy. So he comes in and takes Shanita and says, Shanita, you brought me a baby in this house. I told you don't, but that's my grandson, and I'm going to take him. If anybody I put out, it's going to be your ass, Shanita. That's my blood. So we have to work with love, too, and respect. So if you didn't have a daddy, you still needed a man in your life.
So you telling me, George, you telling me, okay, well, okay, George.
Somebody got to come
by. So you telling me because black men don't have no men in their life, we just should give up on them at this nothing. That's not, come on now, George. You still.
I didn't say that.
No.
You got to have.
You missed something George said.
No, I ain't missed nothing he said. No, I ain't missed nothing he said. See, I'm not, listen, first of all, listen, this not these black young men's fault because their father's not in the home. That's not their fault.
That's right.
That's not their fault, George. Right. Listen, regardless of whatever, how they grew up, you still got to man up.
Old enough,
George.
It's not the young black boy's fault. It's the fault of the family. We are a black family.
But what I'm saying is
to come in and help.
What I'm saying,
we are a family.
You're right, George. But there's no excuse. You listen. You still got to man up, brother. George, you still got to man up without a father or without you got to man up.
That's true. That's
regardless.
True. But the only way to man up is to have another man in your life that you admire and that you respect. And that's you will look up to him. But if you have a lot of weak men around you, hauling rocks and blows and going out like beautiful cars and having a lot of different women and sex, that little boy look at those type of men as a role model. As a role model. When they got strong black men, they pattern after them. When they got weak pieces of black male shit, they pattern after them. It's what you see in that reflects who you will become. Your environment, which is more important, hereditary or environment. I'm strongly going with environment. And then again, rock cocaine was brought into the black neighborhood, and it just devastated our neighborhood. And a lot of our little boys and little girls are rockhead babies. They can't think. But now the white came in with opioids, and they say that's a health problem. When the black Ray has a rock cocaine problem, that was a criminal act. So we're not fussing at you, Martin, and you're not fussing at us. Mm-mm. We're just keeping it real and a lively discussion. And this is going to be one of your best programs that you had tonight. Your best program.
Okay, I think that's in charge. 8140.
Yeah, with that crack.
8140. Hold it.
Ain't nobody pulled no gun on nobody's head, made them smoke and sell that mess. Miss me with that. I'm from Inglewood, 69th Street. Sell that to somebody else.
8140.
Hello?
I'm from them same streets.
8140. Come on, 8140. Speak, please.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe you don't sell it and don't use it, but they got other people that do in the area.
Oh, okay.
We got one. Go ahead, sister.
In reference to that subject that Mr. Blakemore spoke on and what the other man just said, and considering I ain't lived a long time, I'm only 40 years old, but in my experience, I have not had no perfect life, nowhere near. And I watch people and I reevaluate myself. Okay, I've come to the conclusion, and it's just my opinion, that it does matter how you're raised, who you're raised by, but I think mostly it's a spiritual thing, because you have people that are raised under the same conditions that choose different paths. Okay, you have people that are given literally nothing of what they needed, those things that you mentioned, and yet they still can turn out better than those people that were given those things. So maybe it's something that we can't truly put our finger on. You know what I'm saying? Now, when people look at a young man in the streets, right, he go blow down his brother. First thing people say is, his mama must have raised him. He ain't got no daddy in the house. You know it ain't right to kill somebody. You know it's not right to take somebody's life. You know it's not right to go take from somebody else, because you'd be damned if somebody take from you. You don't need your mama or your daddy to teach you that. That's the feeling that comes from the side. So I think it's way deeper than what we truly understand, is to say that there's no need for a mother and a father, because it's the reason why God gave us both. But that God also gave you an internal gauge. And I believe that a lot of us adhere to it and some of us ignore it. And it may be more deeper reasons why some ignore it. But I don't think it's all chopped up to mama and daddy. I'm just not a believer of that, because I've seen so many
a village.
No, I'm not saying, sir, I'm not saying that a village is not needed. But what I'm saying is, when you see these negatives, you can't always contribute them to the loss of something, or to a loss of another individual, because when you see the positives, you can't always attribute them to what's there or what's not there. So I just feel that the whole conversation about it being the women's fault, the man's fault, I think that conversation is, at this point, is dead. And I think that the only thing that we need to be doing from this point on to that is to tell those up under us, the kids that we are raising, that whatever you create, and that's not just a human life, but whatever you create, you are responsible for, and you take care of it. Period. That's right. It could be a human being. It could be, whatever relationships and associations you create. You have to learn how to maintain them. And the thing is, we like to believe that if a person is not sat down and taught ABC 1, 2, 3, they don't know these things. But people know these things. That's why you will have a woman or a man that will have a household of kids one place and will abandon those kids, but will go with somebody else and take care of somebody else's kids. How do you explain that? Well, people have the ability, is what I'm telling you. I'm a believer that people have the ability.
Well,
but something deep inside them, outside of what mommy and daddy can give you, something deep inside them makes them choose differently.
Listen.
I'm not saying that we should do nothing. I'm not saying we should do nothing.
This ain't,
because she made a point about that, Ronnie, because we're not our own. We are not always our examples for. There are other people that are examples for our children.
Yes.
You helped me one time with Kathleen, got in a situation, and you literally say, hey, and what does she say, Martin? Call my mama. My late aunt, bless her soul, raised 6 children, 5 boys and 1 girl. One went astray but came back. It was very hard for her. She had to work at Walgreens in the old cafeteria to pull everything together. If a man decides that he don't want a responsibility of the family no more, okay, then go on. But that mother got to make sure she feeds those children. and the mothers that don't really know how. This is one thing that my daughter now is clinging to me more so in her 30s than ever. Like, Ma, I need to know, how is this and what is this? Because I never abandoned my children. There was not even a vocabulary in my family. If you don't know how to rear your children, you can connect with someone that can help you. You have the young lady that said, look, I'm getting to that age. She's getting where I was decades ago. But I grew up a little faster. I was blessed not to be out on the street, cocaine and all that. God blessed me. But I took what was given to me by my great-grandmother, my grandmother, and my aunt, and my uncle to help me understand. I have 5 boys. I don't think like a man. I don't talk like a man. I'm not a man. But I gave my sons that which a mother would impart from a mother's perspective. Now, I kept them in church. I kept them in the church. But I didn't let them go to men's house and spend the night. You can't trust anybody with the kids. Mm-hmm. So, and that's what I told you on your show before, Martin. I said, any young woman that wants help in understanding, I'm there, you're there, Sergeant, he has his experience with whatever he has dealt with in his life, and so does Blakemore. This is where you put that out there, that we are, hey, you need me?
All right. Let me go to the next caller, y'all. I got they've been holding on for 2 more callers. 2820. Come on, caller.
How you doing, Martin? I'm back again.
I'm sorry for having you hold.
Greetings, everybody.
Go ahead.
It's okay. It's so greeting everybody in the panel. I come up here with solutions.
Okay, go ahead. Let's hear them.
So I understand, brothers and sisters, that you are afraid to speak, let alone stand against this great power of this great Pharaoh of the world. But even Pharaoh has their time. Now, we bring forth $1.8 trillion. You first must educate us. Each one teach one. I teach every year. I push out every year. You know, we so used to that almighty dollar that we won't just take time to do pro bono. You know, teach that brother and sister business 101. You ain't even got to come out your way. All you got to do is send them some links over to YouTube. They teach it for free. For free. If you teach that brother business 101 or that sister business 101, then the business institution that is once theirs can become yours. Because now you teaching me how to do business with you. Now you giving me the understanding on why I need to do business with you and why it is imperative that I continue to do business with you within this institution. But just getting out here, you know, these folks treat everybody the same way. But you walk in Walmarts, we experience some real bad business deals, but we don't stop shopping with Walmart.
Tell the truth.
Now, when you're going down to that educational institution, it's $1.8 trillion. But that's okay. Let me show you how we started off back in again. See, we won't forget. Even the old schoolers can forget. Education didn't come for them. We start educating our own kids first. We didn't look to their institution. Well, here's something that we all need to know. In every state, city, local, and county, you can do homeschooling for your children. And this is what I get as a pushback. So when you give me this pushback and say, I want my kids to have social skills, they're called cousins. The first friends you should know is your cousin. You do not need to have no college degree to teach your children. All you need is a high school diploma to teach your child from the 1st to the 12th grade through homeschooling of Illinois. Go look it up. Go look it up. Don't complain about their schools. Don't complain about what they can do. And your kid do not have to sit up in a school that looks just like a prison, that works just like a prison. And you ain't got to make them sit there for 8 hours. Homeschooling is accordingly to your time. So guess what? If you had to work from 8 to 5, when you got home, just as much energy as you put into that job, you can come home and give your child 4 hours. That's all it takes. Is 4 hours to homeschool your child. And you can give your child more than what they give them. Solution. All the doctors, the nurses, the black sisters that are doctors, that are nurses, stop running to their institution. When you're in college and you're going to college, they teach us, and I say us because they taught me too. They teach you to first get up and identify yourself. Why? So everybody can know who you are in the classroom. 2, they tell you to do what? Get you a study buddy. That's called a network, people. You're building a network to learn how to interact with each other, starting in schools and college. Now, you got 14 black doctors coming out. And you mean to tell me that the 14 black doctors ain't figured it out? Y'all should be in school. And while you in school, I'm going to tell you something that I learned. When you're in school, get together. Talk about what you're going to do when you get out. Do your research on what it takes to open up a safe space and a place for black children. Children that will be your children one day. Children that will be your one day. And don't go and make money for somebody else. You can go for grants right then and there. Or you can start a little funding from your own people. Learn from your family folks, if you can, or friends that have the idea, and push that out there starting in school. So when you walk out that school, you have enough funding to open up our own medical facility. We don't do that. This is things that we can do. These are solutions. For the educational institution, you can open up trade. You don't have to go their way. You can open up trade schools. You know what's in our trade schools? Jobs. Jobs would increase jobs in our own community. Help open up businesses in our own community. Help put our kids to work within that community. That would keep those black dollars in that community. Now, this might sound strange, but we did this. We just wanted to see that somebody else's table and open ourselves up to gentrification. And that's why you have what you have on your hands. For the lawyers, for the judges, check out Eastville, Florida. Look it up. It's a place you should look up. Stop running to their courtroom. Nobody says you couldn't create your own. Show me the law that says you can't. I studied it. There's not a law that states that you cannot govern yourself. There are plenty of sundown towns here in America that runs their own town. We don't need that. Stop looking forward. Get our own legal offices. Put it into play in our own neighborhood. And for that religion institution, for all the churches in Chicago, I don't care how you feel about what I'm finna say. No, you tie in 10% in your community. And if a church is not tying into their community, that church don't need to be there. You bringing in these dollars, tie into your community. Where's your school? Where's your medical facility? Where's your educational institution? The church can open up all these things quicker than people in the community. So I'm not trying to sugarcoat nothing for nobody. I come with solutions for the young brothers. You know what I'm saying? Open up some security schools, and instead of ROTC in our school, you open up security institutions in our schools. So when those kids make $20 1 year old, they can get their CCL too. And they won't already been took up by the institutions that's putting them someplace. There's a lot of things that you can do as solutions for our community. And we don't need outside help to do it. There's $1.8 trillion on the road. If you ain't got money, you got time, give your time. If you got someone staying next door to you that you trust, that you know, if y'all can sit up, ante up, drink together, smoke together, get high together, buy your nails together, get your clothes done together, afford all those things, then please open up a beauty supply. Please open up more nail shops so you can keep that money in your community. And again, here's a solution. You don't have to let them in your community. If they want to get in your community, you know what you can say? I'm in a community, right, where Target decided to build a store. Target had to offer the job to the people within the community first. And they had to get permission from these people to build a store in their community. Stores don't open up like that. The brothers ain't got to sell drugs on the street. Teach them how to be entrepreneurs. They already got a knack for hell. They selling drugs on the street. That's entrepreneurship. Why not take them brothers and teach them how to take some money and buy them a back out truck, put a slab on the back of it, and they can run merchandise from our different stores that we can create. Good Foods, GOODE. It's a Black-owned business. It makes canned good food. That man can employ Black people. It's nationwide. Crohn's, Black-owned business. These brothers don't got to come out. The reason why they come back and go into the same thing is because why? Where is the community center that's opening up, representing, and giving skills? You getting money for the community. We all know you getting it. There's $2 million go to every public school in the city of Chicago. Tell me something different. Y'all better get up in there and you parents better fish that money out and force them. If you're going to open up, they don't want to open up and take out all the certification. We don't need that school. Open up your own trade school. It don't take much money. Do your research. You'll find out all this stuff that I'm telling you. I know.
All right. Let me go to the next caller. Good information. 9968 9968. Thank you for holding. 9968, wake up. While 9968 is waiting to come, I need everybody to hit that like button. I don't even have 100 likes. Hit that like button, people. Please hit the like button. All right.
I have to.
Oh Lord. Come on with it.
I had to get ready for bed because I got to be at work early. I didn't really have a comment on anything. I just was going to do a public service announcement. I saw you earlier going out to 79th and Essex to say that I was very worried for your well-being.
No, you don't have to be worried about me.
I was glad that nothing kicked off. Well, yeah, I know I don't. Yeah, I know you can handle yourself. I got that. You've been out there long enough to handle yourself, but I can still be worried when I see that video. And it's just, I had a public service announcement, saw that video. The young ladies on that video actually said that they were going to leave the house out and record them moving furniture in. Say that this building on 79th and Essex is probably not the only building this is happening. Recommend women or video, on your own. Get video if you want to do it. Yes, send it to the news, send it to you, send it to everyone you want to send it. Just don't roll up there on your own, because there were a lot of coming out of that. And it looked like only a couple, but it soon turned into a lot, which is why I was worried for your well-being, because it weren't just a couple. They was in there. And anybody who wants to go out and do that, if it's happening in your community, over there with people in your house. I was going to roll over there myself right before I saw you go over there, but I stopped myself like, you know what? I'm just me, a woman by myself, and I know it may sound sexist, but I cannot go toe-to-toe with no dude, and I'm not trying to. And there was a lot of them. So anybody who wants to get video, and I recommend that you do that. Just don't go there thinking there's one or two, because most likely they're up in there, and they're, from what I've seen, a large percentage young male. When I was at Jewel shopping out here in the south suburbs, there was a couple of them by my car. They was just asking for change, but that was a scary moment. 3 of them. But I'm just saying, anybody who wants to get video, I highly recommend taking your family, preferably dudes, and go out there and make your video. And Martin, I know you can handle yourself, and I know you got this, but when you out there taking these videos, watch yourself. And I hope that you may have someone to go with you, because I just don't trust the situation. I trust you.
Well, let me just say something. Let me say something. Before I even got on the scene, I went live. Did you notice that? If you watch the video, before I even stepped out of the car, I was live. I didn't wait till I got there to go live. I was live. Trust me.
Usual, yeah. You always go live before you get there, but I was just worried because any of them. And I don't know how defensive they are, because they be yelling at people, telling them to get away. I don't know their state of mind, why they're trying to they've been homeless for a while. They out here struggling. They done came from the other country. I don't know what they might do to you. I know you got yourself, and I'm just saying there was a whole stack of them.
I'm not even going to allow you to put
I know you got
hold it, sister, hold it. I'm not even going to allow you to put that in the atmosphere. Ain't nothing's going to happen to me. Trust me. Nothing.
Don't even put that out in the atmosphere.
No, don't even put that out in the atmosphere.
I didn't say that. Good. No, I'm not saying that anything will happen.
You don't have to worry. No. I don't even want you to think like that. I don't even want you to think like that.
I was just making the point that when I saw you, what worried? No, I'm just saying when I saw you as an example, worried me, because I see other people like those young ladies who are ready to leave their house. And that was what worries me, that there's so many. I'm not saying that anything's ever going to happen to you. I know you got you. I was just using you as an example, that when I watched your live, all I was thinking was, there's too many of them up in there. And I'm just saying, when people go out there making their videos, they need to keep in mind that there's a lot of them up in there, and you don't know their state of mind. Be careful when you do make your videos. But yeah, I'm not putting it out there in the atmosphere. Anything will happen.
I'm going to continue to make my videos. Ain't nothing going to stop me. And I stood right there in front of the door. I know. And nobody said nothing to me. And they know better.
Stop. I was glad you did that, because you stopped me.
They know better.
From going over there. I didn't go over there because I saw your live video, and I was thinking like, man, safe for me to go over there just watching your live video. So your videos always help me understand the situation.
Listen, when you video, this comes with the territory. Everybody want to eat steak, but don't nobody want to cut the cow. Somebody got to do the things that don't nobody else afraid to do. And if I listen to people, hold on. If I listen to the language like you talking today, I wouldn't be the crime chaser. Seriously, no disrespect.
I don't mean that. I don't mean that. I didn't mean that at all.
No, you ain't offend me. But I'm just saying, if I had to listen to people, I wouldn't be the crime chaser. Just stay at home, mind your business.
First of all, you a dude.
Right.
You a dude, and you got experience out there in those streets. And I'm just saying, not everybody got experience out there in the streets. Not everybody a dude either. And they just go in there to get videos. So I'm just saying, you came from a whole nother place when you kicked this off. You weren't just some dude with a business suit. I'm going to go over there and take a video. You knew what you was doing. But I'm just saying, not everybody's stepping out in the streets knowing what they're doing. You just kicked off knowing what you was doing, and you build up from that point. But not everybody's stepping out with that Martin type of, ability. So I'm just saying that whoever was trying to stop you from doing it obviously didn't know the type of dude you were.
Yeah.
Prepared to do it. Woman, and has a human being concerned about anybody who goes out on their own, and anybody who cares would have concern, no matter if they can protect themselves or not. But I'm just saying, still, not everybody steps out knowing what to do.
Well, let me just say this.
Martin,
let me
know that.
Hold on, sis. Let me just say something. The world is a big stage, and everybody got their role to play. So we all have different levels of what we can do. Some people, like today, I made a post, call the alderman office, gave the number. I didn't call the alderman office, but I put the post up. So everybody have their role to play. Everybody not going to be able to go out there and video, and I understand that. So, but those that's destined to do that, they have to do what they have to do. They have to get the information out. A lot of times our people don't believe unless they see it. especially if you're black. If you're giving them information and you're black and you don't show them, most of the time they're not going to believe. But if a white person say it, they'll believe it. Trust, I'm sorry. We just program like that. We program. And I told the people, we watched the video of these illegal economic immigrants breaking in this building. They break it in because if you wasn't breaking in, you didn't need to break in it. You needed a key. You could have unlocked it. So don't give me that mess. You know they in there. You didn't get them permission to go in there because if you did, the door would have been wide open. So don't be no fool, people.
So
and the news, hold on.
That property was abandoned?
Thank you, yes. The news, listen, the news don't always get it right. How many times have the news have lied to us? Well, the news said. The news ain't no gospel. They not the scriptures. They lie. They lie, people. They tell you their narrative. And you know who control the news. It's not, nobody look like me. You know it. They make the story up. So don't believe everything that you see on the news and hear. Do some research. Use these social media platforms. They hear, use them. I don't have nothing against these social media platforms. Use them. Trust me, if they knew that social media that was going to have an impact on our community the way it's having now, they would have never put it out here like that. Never. They didn't think. They was begging on us not being on the internet the way we on the internet. Now, yes, some of us use the social media for foolishness. Yes, I do. I can admit that. But those of us that use it for real information, such as George Blakemore, Dr. Sanders, and those of you on this live right now, you use it for a good purpose, to get information out. Information is powerful, people. And if you don't have it, you're going to perish. My people perish for a lack of what? Understanding. That's what we need. Information is powerful. When you have information, you have one up on a person. People have to pay for what they don't know. If you don't know how to fix your car, you're going to have to pay. If you don't know how to fix your plumbing, you have to pay. It's information. And that's what we have to do, put this information out here. Listen, who better can tell us about the black community than those that live in the black community? Who better can tell you what's going on in your household than anybody, and you live in your own household? White folks can't tell us what's going on in our community. They're not in our community like that. They buy property in our community. They set up business in our community. But when they gone, when they leave, when they time to go home, they gone. We here all the time in our community. We're the ones that's walking up and down these streets, ducking bullets, looking at prostitutes, drug sales, gangbangers. How could somebody else come in our community and tell us what we see? Here's a Mexican man going behind the building, climbing in the window, open up the door from the inside. A locked door. You need a key to unlock the door. So you telling me that you gave these people permission, but you wasn't nowhere around on the premises? Come on, people. Don't fall for the okie doke. Y'all, come on. It's a game being run. They're trying to push us out as a genocide. Those of you young people that's listening to me, you are witnessing genocide at its finest. You're looking at it. You're watching it unfold right before our eyes. Trust me, it's like a cancer. It's slowly eating. It's killing us. You're witnessing it right now. Every rule that they told you to obey, they breaking it. They told you to get your shots.
Right.
And they don't need no shots.
Right.
They told you got to have good credit to move in this place, and you can't have no criminal background. We don't have to rent to you. Look at them. Everything that they said. Now they've even lowered the bar of education. You don't need no high school diploma. You don't need no college. Just come. We got you. You don't have to be a citizen. You could be a police. They lowering the bar. So black people won't get these positions. Have you noticed?
That's right.
Have you noticed that they made weed legal before all this started transpiring? We were the ones was getting locked up for weed and drug sales. Now they the entrepreneurs now. So I'm telling you, people, don't believe the hype. You got to learn how to critical think. You have to learn how to critical think, people. Here's a man 81 years old down in city council crying loud and sparing not, letting y'all know what's going on. When a man ran into some trouble, people sat there on their behind and didn't do nothing, didn't say nothing. They didn't even get up and try to intercept the people that carried the man up by the city council. Y'all treat him like a whore, a prostitute. You mess with a prostitute when ain't nobody looking, when it's dark out. But, that's how y'all treating them. That's what y'all do when y'all see him, when it's comfortable to say, hey, you did a good job. I don't blame you. But listen, when he was in the public, you act like you didn't know him.
That's right.
This man bring a lot of information to the black community. And we not listening. He said we need bodies. We need men on the ground. Y'all gonna let this man, this man is 81, 82 years old, Mr. George Blakemore. Full of wisdom and knowledge. He died, it's gone. You know what Les Brown said? The wealth is not in the banks. The wealth is in the cemeteries. Because people have not lived their dreams. They died and took their secrets with them. I had a buddy. I got a buddy right now. He's a professional blues player. I said, man, listen, you ain't passed that on knowledge to nobody. You're going to die with all that information. The man can make that good time talk. He can make it talk. He got different levels of it. But guess what? He's going to die pretty soon. And all that talent is going to go into the cemetery. And it's going to be no more.
That's right.
People, information, knowledge is powerful.
It's powerful. Knowledge is powerful.
Everything that we have is only temporary. Mr. George Blakemore and myself, we probably won't be around here another 20, 30 years or 50, whatever. We're going to be dead longer than we living. You got to take this information, people, and ride with it. Be honest with it and handle it fragilely. This man, listen, he said the other day on my show, he said, when I get old enough, they might put me away in a nursing home. But right now, he using all his strength, all his might to fight for his people. He's getting discouraged. He don't see results, but it's happening. George, and I'm going to encourage you with these words. We're not in a sprint. We're in a marathon, George. This is a marathon, George. This is not a sprint. We're in a marathon, George. That's what we're in. We got to stay in it for the long haul. George always say, we got to get off the plantation. And not necessarily the plantation physically, but mentally. It's in our mind. We got to free our minds. When you free your mind, people, then you can walk into your truth, into your light, your life. You can be great. Some people always, Martin, you're doing a good job. But guess what? I made the sacrifice. I put the work in, and I'm not done. It's more to Martin Johnson. It's more to me just running around here chasing the camera and all that, chasing crime. Listen, it's more. I'm learning. I'm a student of learning. I don't have all the answers. I don't have all the solutions. That's why we have spaces like this so we can talk about it and be about it. I need more men to stand up. It's too many women on the front line. But men, again, you want this king status and you deserve it, but you got to work for it. You got to be a man. Paul said it. He said, when I was a child, I spoke as a child. But when I became an adult, I put away childish things. You're an adult, man. Right. Yeah, you didn't have your father in the house. Yeah, you wasn't born with a silver spoon in your mouth, but you got to make it work. You got to be what God called you to be. The God, the small with the small G, the king and the princess and the priest. God called you to be this. And that's why we got to stand up, people. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. The power of life and death is in the tongue. George said it in the city council. They killed Jesus because the tongue, the truth. He told the truth.
Word.
He stood on it. It's the word.
Yes.
We got to stand on our word.
Yes.
We got to be men and women of our word, people. We can't take the money and run and be quiet. It's good. That's not.
We got to live it.
We got to live this, people. We got to live it.
That's right.
We're in a fight for our lives. George said it. China's in war with the United States through economics, and we could be the same way. They know they can't beat America with that big gun. America got a big old gun. They know that. So we got to go another route. And black people, we got to do the same thing. Now, we got all the little automatic weapons that they give us. No black person in Chicago have a nuclear warhead or nothing. None of them. No nuclear bomb. None. They're not going to allow that to touch the black community at all. They'll give you these little pop guns, these defective guns. They'll let you have that. Because guess what? They know you ain't going to use it on them. We going to use it on each other. They know that. Because that's our mindset. Trust me.
That's right.
I'm telling the truth, shame the devil tonight.
You know,
I love to know when black folk will stop blaming white folk for every freaking mistake that they make. Like, white folk is right over their shoulder telling them to do all this foolishness.
Listen, hold on, Sarge. Sarge, hold on, brother, hold on. Sarge, stop it.
No,
stop it. Stop it, Sarge.
I'm serious,
Sarge,
Martin.
stop it. Stop it, Sarge. There's a such thing when you starve communities. You create the climax in these communities, Sarge. If you have a ship, hold on, Sarge. Listen, hold on, Sarge. Hold on. Sarge, what do you expect men and women do when they don't eat? They're not going to sit and do the Christians. They're going to steal. They're going to rob. That's what they're going to do. When you starve a community from all its resources, ask the white man to play fair. Hold on, Sarge. Go ahead, the white man is not fair when it comes to equality with black people. They're always going to have one up.
And black people are the biggest members of the victim Olympic team.
Regardless. You ain't got nothing, Sarge. That little stuff, Sarge, what you got is nothing, brother. You ain't got no land. Sarge, you ain't controlling nothing. You ain't running nothing. Hold on, George. You ain't.
All that could be, hold on. All that could be said.
Listen, hold on, Sarge. Sarge, you don't have a military. You don't control no water, no food, no nothing. You don't control nothing. You're just here existing on their land. They dictate to you what you should do and where you can go.
And you don't even your mind.
And I guess that's why I'm not complaining, and I'm living in a safe environment.
No, you think you're living in a safe environment. You think you're living in a safe environment.
Ain't no drive-by shootings. Ain't no drive-by shootings where I live.
And listen, they got drugs where you live at, and the alcohol that you drinking. Hold on, brother. Hold on. The alcohol that consuming alcohol got drugs in it, brother. Hold on. No, you're not gonna out-talk me, brother. You're not gonna out-talk me. It's not gonna happen. Alcohol have drugs in it. Food have drugs in it. So that's how it is, people. You may not have no crack ready rock people selling drugs in front of your house, but it's in the food, it's in the grocery stores. It's in a lot of products that you use. People, this is real.
You out there in that, you got drug addicts too. Some of those kids are doing opioids and every damn thing.
Everything.
Now, because you might not have drive-by shooting, but you can look good, talk good, act good, and still be a piece of shit in a beautiful, rich neighborhood, a piece of shit. And your mind can be effed up there too.
Mm-hmm. And I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like they so perfect. Who died and left them?
Just sit on the Gold Coast and they got Latin school. Those little kids up there are just as bad as anybody else. When they brought rock cocaine into the black neighborhood, well, that messed it up. But now they got all kind of drugs in the white neighborhood, and they don't go to jail or prison or nothing. They say they got a health problem. opioid, a health problem. So you living out there, you know you're not any better than Ray Ray because these white folks are just as bad. Just because you look good, you act good, you smell good, you can and be very intellectual and still be a piece of shit. You can be a rich piece of shit and a poor piece of shit. You can be a street walking whore, a whore from the church, but you're still a damn whore. More than you, I told we're a product of our environment. He's gonna say where he lives is so safe. They got all kind of shit out there where you live. Just as bad as Ray Ray over here, Holly Rocks and Bow. That's right. They was having sex up in the White House. The president was having sex. And and doing drugs up there too. So lay off for black people. I get on with my damn self. But we are product of our environment.
Yeah, that's it.
What's more important? Ways to put him back on.
Yeah.
Put SARS back on.
I'll put him back on because I don't like when he tried to overtalk me. He ain't gonna overtalk me on my show now. That ain't gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
He's gonna try because there's no shooting out there. 25% of the population is black. 75% he said it's other people white, and it's safe. You don't know how safe it is out there. You don't go in their house. You don't know if they got pedophiles or they whores. You don't know nothing about them. You don't go. Just because something look good don't mean it's good. You can go down a neighborhood and it's quiet, but they got whores and drugs and bad people there too. Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's my new thing. More than that, learn. You can look good. You can smell good. You can dress good. You can act good and be a piece of shit. And you can have a PhD and an IQ of 160 and still be a piece of shit. Just a smart piece of shit. And you can be very attractive and be a piece of shit.
George letting us have it tonight, ain't he?
Did you hear that, Sarge? You can have a beautiful yard and keep your house spotless and everything and eat out of somebody's salad bowl. Your stove can be clean, your house can be spotless, every damn thing. And then you go and eat out of the salad bowl. You can't get a net and you can swallow a goddamn fly.
Listen, people.
You heard that?
Yeah.
I've seen people who go in their house is spotless. It's stove, their ice box. You can eat off their clothes, and then they go to somebody's salad bowl. You understand what I'm saying, don't you?
Yeah. Well. Hit like button. People hit the like button. I need you guys to hit the like button and all that. The like button. And people, listen, we are victims of racism. I am a victim. I tell anybody, white supremacy is still working today. We still fight against oppression.
Today.
It's working today.
That's right.
It's working. So don't let nobody tell you because they got a little car in the garage, a little house or some couple acres of land that it don't exist. It's not about the little small little material thing. You don't own no land.
It is alive today. And niggism is alive, and Angel Mama sellout is alive today. Just because we got down to City Hall, all of them look so nice. Some of them are so articulate, but they're not good for us. They black faces in high places, and they're not representing our black community. So I can use is and ain't, speak good English, can't even spell, but I might be a better person than those that got a PhD. Now, so I didn't want to get on these black elected officials down there, but all of them are bad. All of them are bad. and all of them are funky. I haven't smelled one of them, but they funky. The way they don't represent us, and all of them dress nice. They talk nice. Some of them even act nice, but they're a piece of shit. All of them. And that piece of shit comes from some of us, comes from our community. The miseducation of the black man. Carter G. Woodson said, now it's coming up February, Black History Month. He said the miseducation of the black man. Now I want y'all to go to y'all aldermen and tell y'all aldermen and to tell them that we want a beautiful display down on the first floor showing about all the accomplishments that black people have made here in America. Last year, it wasn't one black display. They had the Ukrainian display up there. And then when the St. Patty comes, they're going to have the St. Patty display. Last year, I thought Lady Lightfoot didn't put up nothing. Just had one or two little red, black, and green flags. Go to all your black aldermen and tell them to lay it out. Our history is right in the center where those elevators have beautiful displays. We're going to praise the ancestors, our heroes and our heroes. Tell them that, Martin.
All right. I heard you. You said it loud and clear. We're going to get off
here. Black History's coming up now.
Right.
It starts in February. And we got a short month, but every day with Martin Johnson, with the crime chaser, is Black History. He lives in 365 days.
872. That's right. 299. Hey, George. We're gonna get out of here, George. We've been on here 2 hours, y'all. 297. And I appreciate all y'all. 89. We're gonna be on here 2 hours. I thank y'all for tuning in. George, again, always a pleasure, brother. Always a pleasure to
yeah, you are the talk of the nation now, Mr. Martin. The number one crime chaser in the United States is Martin. We have to praise our young people.
Yeah. George, also I want to make a public announcement that I'll be having a town hall meeting coming up real soon. I'll give you the date and time. So I'll have a town hall meeting. You know, it's open to the public, first come, first serve. I tell you, I might even have a panel with it. And I will be hosting it, and I will be holding the mic, let you guys talk. Once you done, boom. You know me. If you ain't talking about nothing, I'm taking that mic out of your hand. Now, if you talk about something, I might let you go a little longer. That's how I operate. So we're gonna have a town hall meeting. I'll let you guys know.
We don't want to run Sergeant off now. Yeah. We want to convert the Sergeant.
No, it's over. Tonight is done. Tonight is done. Ain't no running off.
All right.
Yeah, we're done tonight. That's it. We have to see him another time. All right, people. Y'all already know what it is. Huh? Did somebody say something?
Mm-mm.
Okay. You already know what it is. Live, uncut,
it's just on the radio.
Tell the truth, huh? And shame the devil. I love being What'd you say, George?
I thought Miss Jessica was on.
I don't know if she was on now. She was in the audience.